I'm Allie with Allie's Organics. Today we're in the garden and I want to show you how to prune and train indeterminate tomato plants properly. Pruning should be done when you're staking or trellising like this your tomato plants, and you want to maybe plant them a little closer together and keep them more controlled and get the bigger, juicier tomatoes. I start by pruning from the bottom. I keep all of the leaves from touching the ground. You don't want any of their boughs touching the ground. I keep them up about 8 inches off of the soil. This way it helps with any soil-borne pathogens that can splash back onto the bottom leaves while watering. I like to train the tomato plants with 2 main stems. Start low to the ground. That way you'll get more flower blossom lower rather than at top and creating a top-heavy plant. Now that we have the tomato plant pruned up off the ground, we have our 2 main stems formed, it's time to pinch the suckers. Okay. Suckers will form in the main stem right here, right above a leaf branch. This is what you want to be removing. If we don't remove this, this will continue to grow, it will still have buds, it'll become another main branch and just make your plant thicker and heavier. Just simply bend the sucker over and he'll snap right off. If they're much bigger than this, you'll want to use a pair of scissors so that you don't tear and hurt the tomato plants. Here's a small sucker, and this is a really good time to break them off. They've taken no energy from the plant at all. And as we go up, you can see in between the main stem and the leaf is more suckers. And we just continue to prune throughout the summer this way. You'll find yourself out in the garden once a week at least, pruning these little guys when it's warm. Now that we've got all of our suckers removed, it's a good time to secure the tomato plant to the trellis. I like to just use the tomato vinyl twine. It's easy to snap off, it's flexible, and it's easy on the tomato. By training it this way, you'll keep it upright, and it also keeps the plant protected in wind. Keeps them from breaking off. As it grows, just continue to secure the plant. If it gets too tall, you can actually prune the top of the tomato plant off to keep it from getting too big, or you can somehow extend your trellis. You can also prune your tomato plants towards the end of summer. By doing that, you can put more energy into the ripening tomatoes rather than putting the energy into producing new tomatoes that will probably never be able to be picked. A couple of things that you can do to help your tomato plants as you're growing through the season. If you do prune them up high like this, and you live in a hot area and the soil dries out rather quick, you can actually plant a crop right underneath them like nasturtiums that bring in beneficial insects and also detract bad bugs too. Adding a mulch layer beneath your tomato plants also helps keep the roots cool and moisture in. One thing to remember when you're working with your tomato plants, never work with them when they're wet, because they can have disease spread so easily by doing that. I hope these tomato tips will help you with a successful tomato growing season. I'm Allie with Allie'sOrganics.com. Happy gardening!